we go to Centerville, Michigan for a civil hearing. The city of Sturgis has filed 6 zoning violations against 47-year-old Michael Kling, claiming his property is uninhabitable. Representing the city is Timothy Reed, who's joined by Sturgis building administrator Will Pritchard. The judge on the case is Jeffrey Middleton.
No sign of Mr. Kling.
The defendant, who's already 5 minutes late, joins the hearing.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Michael Kling?
I am.
All right, would you please have a seat?
Absolutely.
All right, you're late for your hearing. Let's pretend like we're having a court hearing where people are respectful. Will you please take your hat off?
Yep.
All right. You got cited on 6 separate occasions for multiple violations of the Sturgis zoning enforcement ordinance. It looks dangerous in about 19 different ways. Mr. Pritchard, what's the status of that?
I went by there last week to condemn the house, and he had told me at that time he was working with an electrician to get the electrical fixed, and he was supposed to have it done by last Monday, which he did not.
Well, I'm waiting on state inspector.
As the judge continues the hearing, it looks like Kling lit up a cigarette.
He had almost 90 days to even respond. He never did. Mr. Kling is in default on all of these actions. What we're simply asking the court for today is an order of compliance, that he bring these into compliance within 30 days. The city is
over here. A lot is done.
Mr. Kling, another thing we don't do during court is smoke.
I know. I apologize.
Put your cigarette out.
Yeah.
Judge Middleton then reviews photo evidence of the property.
There appear in the photographs to be electrical violations, plumbing violations, mechanical violations. It looks like a fire waiting to start. Sanitary violations. I think one of the pictures shows a generator on the inside of the house. The outside, the ground is scorched of any vegetation. There are junk vehicles all over the place. So this property didn't get this way overnight.
No, it sure
Expect
didn't.
him to accomplish this in 30 days, maybe a bit unrealistic.
Your Honor,
All right.
a lot of that
Mr. Kling.
stuff's been taken care of.
The city had been in contact with Mr. Kling almost a year prior, warning of this type of action coming forward.
I have all this on, and you just keep going.
Despite being granted more time to repair the property, Kling does not seem happy with how things are going.
Can I say anything, or is this just going to be a railroad
Yeah,
me?
you could-
I don't think
we
I
haven't done
can.
anything yet, but yeah. I'd
Well,
like-
I know we haven't.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to tell me?
All the cars have been removed. Let me see. The building they wanted taken out is out. Most of the yard's cleaned up. My plumbing's finished. All the other is done. I got railroaded by a bunch of little here in town that up my property and my house.
Mr.
I'm not
Kling,
thrilled. I am not thrilled.
Well,
Sit
that
here
makes
listening to this.
That makes 2 of us. Mr.
I
Kling,
bet it does.
if you curse one more time, I'm going to find you in contempt and order that you be incarcerated. So we're in a court hearing. Don't drop the
Right,
F-bomb. Don't swear. If you were here, I would have already had you taken out the back door by the bailiff. You
When
wear
I
a
sit and
hat,
listen to-
smoking a cigarette, you show up late, and you're cursing in my courtroom. So let's try to have a little more decorum here, especially since you're the defendant and you're asking for some consideration from me.
The defendant complies, and Judge Middleton makes his ruling.
All right, I'm going to give you a little more than 30 days. We're going to continue this to April 27th. See what he can accomplish by the end of April, and if we get the property in compliance, everybody wins. All right, very good. I'll see you at 2 o'clock on
2 o'clock on the 27th. Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Kling's case was continued for 7 months, but because he failed to make the necessary repairs, he was asked to leave the premises. When he didn't leave, the city filed an eviction notice. Kling eventually vacated the house, and the case is now closed. Next, we're in the 31st District Court in Hamtramck, Michigan, for a virtual hearing on a civil infraction. 5 months earlier, 72-year-old Burhan Chowdhury allowed the grass and weeds on his property to grow out of control, violating a local law against noxious weeds and vegetation. Chowdhury was undergoing treatment for lymph node cancer that left him too weak for yard work. His son, Shabir, who usually maintained the property for him, was out of the country when police issued the ticket. Shabir cleared the overgrowth when he returned to the U.S. Father and son are hoping for leniency today from Judge Alexis Krott, considering Chowdhury's medical condition and that it's his first offense.
All right, you have a ticket for failing to keep the fence, walkway, sidewalk, or alley free of weeds, trees, or other nuisance vegetation. It's a first offense civil infraction. You can plead responsible with an explanation, or not responsible.
I am a cancer patient, very old, ma'am, and I am a cancer patient. I was then very weak, and very weak. And this time of rainy season, I cannot look after this thing.
Chowdhury's labored breathing is apparent as he explains how his illness and the rainy weather affected his landscaping. But the judge refuses to cut him any slack.
You should be ashamed of yourself. If I could give you jail time on this, I would.
The judge is not feeling forgiving. Quite the opposite. She's talking about jail time for an elderly cancer patient for a minor civil infraction.
If I could give you jail time on this, I would. The fine is $100, pay it by February 1st. You've got to get that cleaned up. That is totally inappropriate.
Oh my God.
Chowdhury is stunned at the judge's outrage. So son Shabir steps in to reiterate his father's situation and to tell the judge that the weeds are already cleared.
Oh, okay. Like, is it, ma'am, forgivable because my father is currently sick and we cleaned that
Do you
after?
see that photo?
Yes.
I am very sick, man.
That is shameful. Shameful. The neighbors should not have to look at that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're going to jail.
Judge Krott closes the hearing with a threat to send Chowdhury to jail if he returns to her courtroom. The rant went viral within a week, with many reacting to Judge Krott's treatment of Chowdhury with disgust. An online petition calling for her removal from the bench has over 250,000 signatures. The judge released a statement apologizing for her behavior towards Chowdhury and reported herself to the Judicial Tenure Commission. The Hamtramck City Council later voted to censure Judge Krott. Chowdhury's $100 fine was paid 2 days after the hearing. Next, we head to Cadillac, Michigan for a bond violation hearing. 58-year-old Joseph Bowen has been charged with possession and delivery of a controlled substance, methamphetamine. After his bail hearing, Bowen was released on a personal recognizance bond and ordered to undergo regular drug testing. But when he missed multiple tests, Bowen was ordered back to court where he tested positive for meth and was remanded into custody. Today, Bowen appears with his attorney, Jeffrey Harrison, before Judge Jason Elmore to hear if his bond will be revoked.
Mr. Harrison, what are we doing?
Your Honor, Mr. Bowen is prepared to accept responsibility.
Well, Mr. Bowen, you understand, and you hereby admit to testing positive for a controlled substance because you would use a controlled substance?
I do, with explanation, no.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's hear what your explanation is. Don't tell me you smoked a cigarette with something in it. That's the most popular one I hear, and I know to buy it.
I found a box in my closet
Okay.
and I'm cleaning it out and I found some. And
Found some what?
methamphetamine.
Okay.
And I wasn't using much, but I used, and
Okay.
handling that, I believe it went through my skin. I did not ingest it.
Okay. Don't even try that.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not gonna buy it. Let's just stop it. I don't know who in jail. No, stop. I don't know who in the jail is spreading these concepts. You can go back and tell them it doesn't work. No, stop talking. Ms. Perry, let's go ahead and put on a witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. People call Miss Bismarck.
It went through my skin.
After hearing from a jail employee who confirmed the positive drug test, the judge makes his ruling on the bond violation.
The court hereby finds the defendant in violation of his bond. I don't think any argument is necessary. There's no evidence produced other than the test. Mr. Bowen, you came in here and tried to lie to me. There's no way I'm going to allow you back on bond. You tried to tell me it went through your skin. Don't even talk. This is not going to help you. No, don't. I'm going to send a message back to that jail through you. Do not come in here and tell me it went through your skin by accidentally touching it.
I was not trying to lie to you. I was trying to tell you how it became to that use.
Okay, so it went through your skin?
No, I handled it, and once I handled it and I seen it, there was just a little bit there. I used it.
Well,
I never said
I appreciate
that
it.
it
All right.
went through my skin, sir. I think that.
All right, well then
Your Honor,
maybe I misunderstood, but you were starting to go down that road, but I'm gonna
I
tell you
see
what,
that.
the answer is today, the court's revoking your bond, and remanding you to the custody of the jail.
There's no way I can get a bond or
Not right now.
I'm just.
The
Your
answer
Honor,
is
I
today,
mean-
hold on. The answer is today, your bond's revoked. You were continuing to use the substance that you're charged for possession with intent to deliver. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Bowen eventually pled guilty to possession, and the delivery charge was dismissed. He remains in custody as he waits to be sentenced. If convicted, he could be facing up to a year in jail, plus a $2,000 fine. Next, we head to Phoenix, Arizona for a sentencing hearing. 44-year-old Christopher Redondo has been convicted of first-degree murder, 5 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of drive-by shooting. 9 years earlier, Redondo and 31-year-old Damon Irizarry were pulled over by Gilbert Police Lieutenant Eric Shoehandler for driving with a partially covered license plate. After checking the men's IDs in his patrol car, the 42-year-old officer approached the passenger side of the truck where Redondo was seated. That's when police say Redondo pulled out a pistol, shot Officer Shoehandler in the face. 2 men fled the scene. Police pursued for 50 miles until the vehicle ran out of gas. Redondo and Irizarry were both arrested and charged. Officer Shoehandler, a married father of 2, was rushed to a hospital, but soon died from his injuries. Redondo pled not guilty, but after several delays, the case went to trial, and he was found guilty. Today, before Judge David Cunanan, the jury is ready to announce its recommended sentence. But first, the judge addresses the court about Redondo's request to not be present during his own trial.
Counsel, I have had Mr. Redondo here throughout the trial based upon any means necessary order, and he indicated earlier that he did not want to be present, but we brought him here every day. So I plan to inquire whether he wants to be here for that verdict or not, because I think he has the right to be here if he wishes to do so.
I agree.
So can I get Mr. Redondo for a moment, please?
Redondo, who suffered a serious foot injury after being shot during his arrest, is brought into the courtroom and is extremely vocal.
You guys never been in a fair trial.
Redondo?
Man, your whole courtroom. You got this drug.
Mr. Redondo,
You got
please.
all these people on the
Mr. Redondo.
You guys never getting this chance. You, man.
A good day, Mr.
I'm ready to go
Redondo.
to death row, right?
Counsel, based upon Mr. Redondo's language, I found and I continue to find that he has voluntarily absented himself from the proceedings. Anything else from the state regarding that?
No.
Counsel for the defense?
No.
All right, Ms. Rochelle, we're ready for the jury.
As bailiffs prepare to return the jury to the courtroom, Redondo can still be heard cursing from the hallway.
Okay.
After a few minutes, the jury returns and hands in its recommended sentence to the court.
We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, unanimously find that Christopher Angel Redondo should be sentenced to life.
Redondo was sentenced to life in prison. He'll have no chance of parole. As for Irizarry, he was convicted on 4 counts of drive-by shooting, 8 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement. He was sentenced to 107 years in prison. He'll also have no chance of parole. Next, we're in Detroit, Michigan for a sentencing hearing. 31-year-old Mita McCoggle has pled guilty to assault and battery. 2 years earlier, according to police, McCoggle assaulted a bar patron who was out with McCoggle's ex. The victim didn't suffer any serious injuries, and McCoggle was eventually arrested and charged. Today, she appears before Judge Elenice Bryant to hear her sentence. But as the judge waits to begin the hearing, McCoggle seems to be having some technical issues.
Mr. McCoggle, I need you to start your camera.
I'm trying to turn my camera on.
Oh, Miss McCoggle.
Yes, I'm sorry.
When McCoggle finally appears, the judge is not happy with what she sees.
Ma'am, you coming to court with facial cream on your face? That's inappropriate. Ma'am,
okay, I'm sorry.
No, listen to me. It's inappropriate and it's disrespectful for you to come on this Zoom with that face cream on the day of your sentencing. This is not a game. It's not a joke. We come to court professionally attired, and that is absolutely disrespectful. Now, please go wash your face and come back prepared for court. I'll bring you back out when I'm ready in a minute when she washes her face.
Several minutes later, after the defendant removes her facial cream, Judge Bryant continues the hearing.
With respect to sentencing, is there anything on behalf of the people?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything on behalf of the defense?
Judge, I just asked that the court follow the plea agreement that was entered into between the prosecutor's office and us.
And what is that agreement?
Judge, that agreement was for 9 months reporting probation, mandatory drug evaluation, and no contact with the victim.
That's correct.
Ms. McCoggle, do you want to make a statement on your own behalf?
So the drug evaluation, will I have to
I didn't say ask me any questions. I said, do you want to make a statement on your own behalf?
No, I guess not.
There is a recommendation for a probationary period of 9 months. The court will accept that and sentence Ms. McCoggle to a term of probation for 9 months. Additionally, ma'am, you shall not use or possess any illegal substance. Attend and complete 12 weeks of anger management. Ma'am, what you doing?
Nothing, just moving to another room.
Right, why? Because I'm in the middle of your sentencing.
I know, I hear you. I'm listening. I was just moving to another room.
Don't move to another room. Otherwise, we're going to come in person, and then we'll never have to move out of that courtroom.
Yes, ma'am.
Once McCoggle settles into her new seat, Judge Bryant wraps up the hearing and offers the defendant some final advice.
Ms. McCoggle, when you come on Zoom, we're in court. Don't ever show back up in my courtroom with face cream on your face. or walking around. We are
Yes, ma'am.
stationary, seated in an upright position, and ready to attend court at all times while
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
in court. All right, we are all set. Everybody have a great day and stay safe.
Your Honor, never mind.
She left. And she
Yes.
gets mad, but she gets
Fine.
mad at the
No.
one. All right. Have a great day. See you. Stay safe.
McCongle was sentenced to 9 months probation plus $282 in fines and court costs. Next, we're in Traverse City, Michigan for a bond violation hearing. 40-year-old Curtis White has been charged with unlawful driving away, 3 counts of obstructing an officer, and being a habitual offender. 2.5 months earlier, police say they spotted White driving a stolen car, and when they questioned him, they say he became confrontational and was arrested. White was released on $25,000 bond, with the condition he be regularly tested for drugs and alcohol. Today, White's in the local jail because he missed 4 days of testing, and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. He appears before Judge Charles Hamlin to enter a plea on his bond violation. His attorney is Jacob Graff.
Mr. Graff, let me start with you. Have you had a chance to review the allegations contained in the bench warrant with the defendant, and how would you be proceeding this afternoon?
We have, Your Honor. He'd be accepting responsibility to violating his bond.
So, Mr. White, sounds like you want to admit to missing the tests. Is that correct?
Correct.
You did miss those tests, even though you did know that you were required to take them as part of your bond. Is that correct? Okay. The court doesn't feel comfortable at this point taking a plea from Mr. White. I'm not sure where the lack of understanding between either he or I is taking place. So I think what we're going to do is I'll enter a not guilty plea on his behalf, and we'll get it set for a hearing.
The judge moves on to whether White should receive a new bond, beginning with a statement from the defense.
Mr. White was released on a bond. We seem to be doing well. It sounds as though there were some hiccups and maybe, he fell off the wagon and didn't follow through as he should have. I know the court may not be inclined to reinstate the prior bond, but Mr. White would like me to ask to see if the court would give him another opportunity.
Mr. Atwood, any comment for the people?
That's State Prosecutor Kyle Atwood.
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that he be remanded pending the hearing. The allegations have to do, in large part, with substance abuse, and I'm not so sure that he's not under the influence of something right now. This involved the theft of an automobile, and he fought with law enforcement. So he's a public safety risk. If he's not testing, I'm going to assume he's using. If he's using, he's a danger to everyone else around him. So I think he's where he needs to be. Thank you, Judge.
After hearing from both sides, Judge Hamlin's ready to make his decision.
Well, I think given the issues that the defendant has had on bond in the past, he's already gotten the second chance.
As the judge goes on, White expresses his feelings to the court, not once, but twice. And the judge takes notice.
For the record, Mr. White was just flipping off the camera. He used both his left and right hand to do that. I probably would have been inclined to let it go had it only been a quick reference with one hand, but he did it with both, and he made an aggressive gesture toward the camera while doing it. Mr. White, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court, sir, and I'm going to sentence you to 60 days on that. There won't be any additional fines and costs associated with it. Mr. Graff, we'll see you both back for the hearing that will occur shortly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
White was sentenced to 60 days for contempt. He was never charged with car theft, but the case for his unlawful driving away and obstructing an officer is pending.